Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of my podcast, The Next You. Today I want to talk to you as a leader, particularly as a mid-management leader. I was in such a position by myself for quite a long time, and particularly in large companies this can be very, very challenging. So today I want to talk about how leaders can become energy managers, because in the end your energy is going to determine if you have a good approach of leading yourself and leading others. So let's go. First of all, I want to give you 5 reasons why leaders in mid-level positions might have a lack of energy. And again, particularly in the context of large companies. First of all, overwork and particularly risk for burnout. So leaders often face intensive workloads and high expectations. And then that is approached by working more, basically with the formula, a lot helps a lot. That might not always be the right thing to do, obviously, when in the end a lack of energy is present. The second thing, particularly to large companies, is the bureaucracy. Very complex organizational structures usually organize themselves with a lot of rules, and bureaucracy and decision-making processes are very tough. And so that adds additional workload and stress on the leaders, because usually the roles and responsibilities are the team and so on. They can take care of all the content and et cetera. But when it comes to aligning all different kinds of opinions, there are a lot of different opinions in a large company. And so those large structures place an additional stress level on the leaders. Number 3 is a lack of purpose. And without having a clear sense of purpose or alignment in their work, leaders have an unfulfilled context around them. And that leads to a lack of motivation and energy. And I can just speak to that because when I was working in the large company, I found myself in such a situation where, nothing actually around me had changed. It had improved on a certain level, but I wasn't motivated. And in the end, I found out that was due to a lack of purpose. It wasn't connected to my values, to my personal purpose, and to the impact I wanted to create. And I have a theory that the larger a company is, the more difficult it will become to identify with that company's purpose. Because for those larger companies, it is more difficult to find their purpose and more difficult to really drill down that message of that emotional purpose that goes beyond sales targets and so on to each and every corner of the company, and particularly to the leaders, because of large structures and usually company cultures that are way more difficult to influence in big corporations. Number 4, the communication challenges. So here, coming back again to large organizations, effective communications is a huge challenge. And so there are misalignments, misunderstandings, confusions. And again, that adds up particularly to the mid-level management. Number 5, pressure for results. How can you steer a large company? Well, simply by focusing on results, right? And it might seem efficient, but on the inside, it creates a lot of pressure. So there's a lot of focus on achieving results and meeting targets, and that can create an immense pressure on the energy levels and the overall well-being of leaders. So now what to do in such kind of a situation if you find yourself in such a situation? And again, I know those frustrations, next week or next month we have a meeting with a board member. Oh, and you see, actually the message is clear, actually the presentation is done, but now it comes to 20 people that want to see that presentation beforehand, and how can I ever align all of this? And I'm working more and more. And if you see yourself in such a spiral, so listen closely. Here comes some inspiration and ideas on how you can boost your energy as a leader. And I start with number 1, which is self-care routines. So if you've heard this before and you smile a little about it, okay, think again, because you managing yourself, leading yourself, and watching for yourself is absolutely paramount, not only for your own well-being, but you are a multiplier of well-being when you are a leader. So prioritize your self-care, whatever that particularly means to you. Make exercise, focus on your eating, take enough rest, just whatever it takes to recharge in your free time and stay focused on that. Make it a priority. Number 2 is take time for reflection. Reflection helps you to gain clarity. It reduces your stress and it helps you to make really informed decisions and helps you to renew your energy. So again, this is a time thing because you need time as well for prioritizing your self-care. And you also need time for reflecting appropriately. Now, number 3, make sure you have a supportive network. Particularly as leaders, you cannot just come to work and say, I'm so exhausted and this and that is bad and so on and so on. Your team and your peers might be highly affected by that because you have a multiplying role as a leader. So you need a different kind of supportive network that surrounds you. That could be friends, family members, or maybe peers, and you can share your challenges and have some new insights and perspectives on your situation. So choose your tribe and make that a project. Don't just take whatever people come along your way. Try to find and select really the people that are good for you. Number 4 is delegating. Now, so many people try to stay in control, and I think the more you control, the more you can actually control the results. But actually, you get exactly the opposite. The more you try to control, the less control you actually have. So delegating helps you on the one hand side to empower your team and over the midterm really have very, very empowered team members. And on the other side, you protect yourself from burnout and you free up so much time and focus that you can use for example, strategy processes or alignments that are needed in large companies. And number 5, and the last one for me is, it all comes down for you to transform or to translate all of those recommendations and ideas into a work-related routine. So really have effective routines for yourself where you, for example, in the morning, you take 15 minutes to look on the focus of the day, how you can create impact, what kind of decisions are needed, what kind of tasks really need to be done, and not by adding more pressure, but more clarity. You need to constantly prioritize, and then you really have a chance to feel progress, to feel connected to your purpose, and to really provide a context in which everybody can thrive, including you as a leader. So I hope those tips were helpful. And if you identify yourself as being one of those mid-level managers in large corporations that is suffering from those side effects and your energy is not right, think a moment, take a moment and reflect and see what kind of daily tasks can you implement in your private day, but also in your business day that help you to refocus and focus on your energy and be connected stronger with purpose and motivation. So good luck with that, and feel free to reach out and let me know how it worked for you. Bye.